Have you ever wondered what the book of Revelation really says about the end of the world? Well, the book of Revelation is probably the most talked about and misunderstood book in the Bible. It's filled with strange symbols, cryptic visions, and powerful prophecies. But rather than getting lost in confusing theories or sensational myths, we're going to peel back the layers and explore Revelation's vision of the end times, step by step, just as it's laid out in the text itself. So let's get started. Chapter 1. The Opening Act of Jesus. The Revelation starts with a message from Jesus that's part warning and part hope. He appears to John, an apostle exiled on Patmos, and gives him letters for 7 real churches in Asia Minor. These letters aren't just historical documents. They're a kind of a spiritual checkup for any church in any era. While Jesus praises their faithfulness, he clearly warns them about their failings, like losing passion, tolerating false teachings, and being lukewarm in their faith. In fact, it's a powerful reminder that before any great cosmic drama, there's always a personal check-in. Chapter 2. The 7 Seals and the Beginning of the End. After this, the scene shifts from earth to heaven. John is taken up in a vision and sees a throne room, unlike anything he'd seen before. There's God on the throne, surrounded by elders and living creatures, and in his hand is a scroll sealed with 7 seals, the scroll that holds our future. The drama intensifies as no one is worthy to open it until the Lamb, who is Jesus, steps forward and takes it. Now, as each of the first 4 seals is broken, 4 horsemen ride out. The first one, the white horse, brings a time of false peace and spiritual deception. Second, the red horse unleashes war, taking peace from the earth. Third, the black horse follows with a severe famine, where a day's wages will only buy a handful of grain. And finally, the pale horse carries death, with Hades in tow, given power to kill 1/4 of the earth's population. Now, this isn't just random chaos. It's a progression of events that biblical scholars interpret as a sign that things are beginning to unravel on earth. But the horror doesn't stop there. The 5th seal reveals the souls of martyrs crying out for justice, and the 6th shatters the world with a great earthquake and cosmic disturbances, signaling that the final judgment is drawing near. Next is Chapter 3, the warnings of the 7 trumpets. Now, after the 6 seals, there's a crucial pause. John sees 144,000 Israelites sealed by God for protection and ministry, showing his continued plan for Israel even during this time of judgment. Then the 7th seal is broken, and out comes 7 angels with trumpets. This is where the intensity really ratchets up. As each trumpet sounds, a new, more severe calamity strikes the earth. 1/3 of the earth is burned, 1/3 of the sea turns to blood, 1/3 of the rivers becomes bitter, and 1/3 of the sun, moon, and stars are darkened. Lastly, the final trumpets bring locust-like creatures that torture men and a mighty army of 200 million. Again, these aren't just natural disasters. They're escalating warnings meant to jerk humanity awake. But here's the truly sobering part. Even after all this unimaginable suffering, the people who survived still refuse to repent for their sins. Thus, it's a powerful testament to human stubbornness and rebellion. Chapter 4. The Rise of the Antichrist and the Mark of the Beast. Now, between the trumpets and the bowls, Revelation zooms out to reveal the spiritual conflict behind all the earthly chaos. We are introduced to a terrifying alliance. The Antichrist, a world leader who rises to power with a charismatic appeal, but is ultimately a pawn of Satan. He's accompanied by the false prophet, who performs signs and wonders to deceive people, forcing them to worship the Antichrist. Together, they impose the infamous mark of the beast, the number 666, without which no one can buy or sell. This isn't just a futuristic microchip. It's a symbol of complete allegiance to a system that opposes God. This is where Revelation connects the dots between spiritual warfare and earthly oppression, showing how Satan uses political and religious systems to deceive and control humanity. Then we enter Chapter 5, the Final Judgment. The story concludes with the pouring out of the 7 bowls of God's wrath, which are the final and most severe judgments. These bowls are poured out one by one, bringing plagues of sores, turning the sea and rivers to blood, scorching humanity with fire, and plunging the world into darkness. This time the judgment aren't partial warnings anymore. They are final and terrifying, showing God's decisive response to systemic evil. This is the grand finale of earthly history, leading to the climactic battle of Armageddon, where all the forces of evil gather to fight against God. But it's a battle that's over before it even begins. Yes, Jesus returns to earth not as a suffering servant, but as a warrior king, and defeats the Antichrist and the false prophet, casting them into the lake of fire. Satan is then bound and imprisoned for 1,000 years. Lastly, chapter 6, the new beginning. The narrative ends not with destruction, but with renewal. After the final defeat of Satan and all his followers, there is a final judgment where every person is judged according to their deeds. Then John sees something beautiful, a new heaven and a new earth. The old order of pain and suffering is gone, and the new Jerusalem, a city of pure gold and jewels, descends from heaven. God makes his home with humanity, and he wipes every tear from their eyes. On the whole, the creation is healed, relationships are restored, and God's presence becomes the world's lasting home. So in the end, the story of Revelation isn't about doom. It's about hope. It's about the promise that no matter how dark the world gets, God has the final word. And that word is restoration and redemption. It's a powerful message that reminds us that even at the end of all things, there is a beginning.